everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with 60 and Me. This is the place where women who are aging beautifully come to be inspired. My guest today is Valerie Ramsey. Valerie has led a very creative and fascinating life. She is the mother of 6 children and was a stay-at-home mom for many years. When she was in her 50s, she decided to go into the corporate world and to take on a career, but at the same time was diagnosed with some medical issues. So she had a great opportunity to bounce back and move forward with her life. And in her 60s, she was recruited as a model. And she's written 2 wonderful books on her experiences through all of that. And one is called Gracefully, Looking and Being Your Best Any Age. And the other one is Creating What's Next, Gracefully. So she's also a speaker now, public speaker. She goes out and helps women to feel inspired and confident about living a full and happy and abundant life. So Valerie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Margaret. It's just a delight to be here with you.
It's great to have you here. I've enjoyed it. We've done a couple of other conversations, and this is wonderful. But this particular chat, I know people are looking at you and thinking, okay, that cannot be an 80-year-old woman that I'm looking at. You have a great style, beauty with your hair, your makeup, your fashion. Tell us some of your tips. Tell us some of the secrets, being a model in your 70s, fashion, beauty, things that we should know.
Oh, sure. I'm happy to. First of all, especially when I lived out on the West Coast, people would look at me and say, okay, what have you had done?
Well, the first question, right? No, I mean,
I haven't had anything done.
You've got a great face.
And then the second thing, whenever I do a Q&A, at a place where I'm speaking, they always want to know about my hair. Well, Mother Nature did this to me 10, 12 years ago. I used to spend a fortune getting highlights and everything. The white took over, and that's the way it is. So.
Do you use any particular products on your hair? Because you're not only is the color gorgeous, but the texture seems to be very, very soft and nice as well.
I have discovered, my hair has gotten thinner as I've gotten older. Sure. And kind of fine, I think that happens to all of us. Yeah. I have discovered the Bumble and Bumble products.
Yes, I've heard of that.
And yeah, I really like those. So I use their hairspray, their thickening spray, and their conditioner, and also their shampoo, everything.
Okay. That's good to know. So the hair has beautiful, Mother Nature's gifted you with that. But tell us about some makeup tips, some things that you've learned as a model, because you started modeling when you were in your 60s and through your 70s. So,
yeah, 63.
So share.
The first thing I discovered is, your complexion is really like a canvas. And what I found worked for me is the Clinique exfoliating lotions.
Right.
It's the Clinique clarifying lotion.
Right.
I do exfoliate 3 times a week. Just, with an over-the-counter product, because that gets off, it takes all the slough off.
The dead skin, yeah.
Gives you a nice clean slate. And then the Clinique clarifying lotion is wonderful. I find they make 4 different ones. I use number 4. It really smooths out the color changes in your face, the little places, where it's more pink or more red. So that's a really great one.
Now, is that a toner? Is that like a toner that you just
lip on?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So that just makes my skin look really great. Sometimes I'll use a primer, but not very often. I absolutely have to do something, about underneath the eyes, and I have found that, what is it? It's Olay's Revitalift.
Yes. Yep.
Comes in a red thing, about this high, and you just squirt it on your hands and just dot it here, and it really does help to tighten up these little lines underneath your eyes. Mm-hmm. And then when I was modeling, I was plagued with oily skin like forever and ever. I think the best thing about turning 70 or so was that the oily skin finally went away. But a makeup artist on a photo shoot told me about L'Oreal's Infallible.
Yes.
24-hour, it is wonderful. I like to use the matte finish, but there's also a more dewy finish, one or the other. But you can make it as light as you want. You can, make it a little heavier, or if you got something to cover. But I love that one. On top of that, I will dot on a cream blush. I happen to really like Laura Mercier.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
And then sometimes I've got, the Guerlain bronzers. They come in a compact.
The powder, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just take a brush and just lightly, just sort of touch some of that bronzer onto my cheeks too, because from the cream blush, it might be a little too pink or too apricot or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Just gives you a little more definition and bone structure.
So it sounds like you use a lot of cream products. I mean, like cream blush is I use cream blush as well. I think it gives you a softer look.
It does, because also the powdered things they can settle into any lines that you might have.
Yeah.
So the cream things give you a more dewy look. And then sometimes, especially for a photo shoot, makeup artists will use a highlighter on me. Chanel makes a really nice one, and you just sort of dot it, where you need it. And then I know this is kind of kooky, and I've never heard of any makeup artist recommending it, but I like a dewy look. And so when I'm all done with my makeup, I'll take a really light moisturizer like Clinique's Dramatically Different, and I'll just sort of tap it on top of my makeup, just sort of tap in here to make the cheeks look like, oh, they're natural, aren't they great?
No, I've got to stop you there, because this is I do the same thing with a facial oil that I have, a serum, and I use a tiny bit, but I just like gently pat it because it just adds that natural. But you remind me so much of Cindy Joseph, because Cindy, was a model who was recruited in her late 50s, 60s, and she passed away this year, unfortunately. But she has a product called Boom. She actually started a company which is cream products, and she always said that you should look like you're blushing, like natural energy, So yeah, so that's great.
I knew her too, and she said products which were wonderful. And
Sweetheart.
Still on the market. Yeah, she was a dream, very, very inspiring woman. So that, and then one other thing that I've discovered, Amazon carries.
You just discovered?
Well,
I'm just kidding you. Everyone's on Amazon.
I love Amazon for a million different reasons, but they carry the products that you can no longer get in the drugstore. Perfect example, I had a Revlon lipstick that I have on now that I really loved that color, and they stopped making it.
Right.
So I went on Amazon, they still carry it. So I order my lipsticks from them. Same with a Nioxin hairspray that I used to get that I love. Yeah. So Amazon is great.
No, it's true. And also I use Pond's cream on my face. And people always laugh because my Pond's, the classic Pond.
Yeah.
And my mom used it, I've used it, and I still to this day have a big jar of it that I use. And you can't get it in the shops, but I can order it by like $12 for this huge tub. Yes. So that's great. So anyway, those are your secrets, and I like the one about the blush, the gentle moisturizer on your skin.
And you know what's a great moisturizer for your body? And actually, a doctor who deals with healing different problems that you might have.
Yeah.
He told me coconut oil.
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
And it's kind of gritty. You put your finger in there, and I rub it all over my arms and legs when I get out of the shower. It dissolves immediately, and he said it's the best, healthiest thing you can put on your skin.
Yeah, a lot of people love it.
A jar, this coconut thing.
Yeah. No, a lot of people do love coconut oil. I used to use it quite a bit, but I don't know so much anymore. But it's good to know that as a model, I mean, someone who has to care about her skin. Are you still modeling, or are you still doing modeling now?
I'm doing some modeling, not as much as I was. When I do now, it's usually for more local, either for just did one not too long ago for a jewelry store. Another one was for a golf course.
Right.
Restaurant, and so I'm seeing on local television that way.
Yeah, that's great.
not so much the fashion modeling or lifestyle modeling anymore.
Yeah, but you've done so well, and your face has been everywhere, and it's wonderful to you're an encouragement to older women who want to get into modeling and or into not just so much modeling, but looking how they feel on the inside, on the outside. Just being happy, and you've got a gorgeous smile, and I think smiles are great wrinkle reducers.
They are.
Honestly, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
So beauty and hair. We've done beauty and hair. Now talk about fashion. Give us some of your tips for fashion.
Oh, I love to have fun with fashion. I certainly don't go along with the idea that after 50 or 60, you have to wear sort of dumpy, frumpy, unattractive things. I don't.
Right.
Nor do I believe in women who wear like mini skirts trying to look like their teenage daughters.
Yeah.
Nothing is worse. It's just awful. It makes them look ridiculous and older, if anything. But I like to have fun with fashion and, to wear fun things. So I have just a couple of things here.
Yeah, let's see.
This is a dress that I wore in a fashion show.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Just adorable. It's the cutest thing. And it can be off the shoulder, or when I put it on, it just sort of, goes like this. But, it's different and it's fun, and, I just love it. And then, of course, I had to have the earrings that go with it. These little tassel earrings.
Those are cute. It's a nice color, actually.
They're perfect with the dress. So, that's what I'm going at. Palm Beach, where I live, is a very fashion-forward place. The women love to dress up and have a good time. You go out to lunch and, you'll see, I wear this out to lunch in Palm Beach and I fit right in.
It's gorgeous. And you've also got a lovely jacket on that you were mentioning that you love.
Yeah. So then also these Lululemon jackets. Oh, Margaret, I live in these because, I'm 5'9", I'm thin, and my figure can look like an ironing board if I don't do something with it. So I'm just going to stand up and put this on the side here.
Okay. This is a Lulu jacket because I wasn't sure you heard what she said there, but that Lulu is a line of yoga sportswear, but they do look at that jacket. It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Isn't this fun? And what I love about it is, it gives me a shape.
Yeah.
And it just feels so good to have something not too tight, but just comfortable, around your middle.
Well, it's interesting you should say that because a lot of women who are even a little overweight, they may have a little bit of extra, fat in their stomach, but they do often have a waist. I mean, I'm quite big on the hips, but I have a waist. So when I can wear a dress that's got a little bit of a shape for my waist, it's nice. And that's a very sweet jacket. So I'll have to look out for those.
And I've gone out, I've really dressed it up, with some fun jewelry, or I wear it with, white leggings or something. And then I also have it in black. And I have dressed this silly little thing up and worn it more times than I can tell you. One thing that I would love to dress up, you're going to love this, Margaret. This beautiful necklace.
Yeah. We were talking about necklaces. We both love them. That is sweet. What is that made out of? Is it like a crystal or something?
It is. All of this is crystals. And then this is
a
shell on the top.
Wow.
With more crystals on the bottom. And
oh my goodness.
And silver on the back. I've had a wonderful friend in California who designed this fabulous jewelry.
That is gorgeous. And that, honestly, that's a piece that's stunning. I mean, that's an attention together. Wow.
I can put that on just with a plain black t-shirt or a white t-shirt, and it dresses it up,
Yeah.
And then I have another one I wanted to share with you today. Since we're in our blue and turquoise mode.
Yes. Yeah.
This is by the same designer with these beautiful turquoise.
That is beautiful. Just fantastic. I love big jewelry. I just think it's really just has a personality.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, you can have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
And then actually when Gracefully came out, Tiffany's gave me a wonderful book signing party. And to commemorate it, they gave me this gorgeous pearl torsade, which I wear. I dress it up or dress it down. Yeah. It's about 10 strands of pearls, just like that. Very nice. So I love having that. So I have a good time with jewelry.
I think if you had just those 3 items in your wardrobe, that would be so amazing.
That would be good. And there's one other one. This is a silver jacket, also short and kind of fitted, designed by Nina McLemore in New York. I used to be an ambassador for her, and I love her jackets. I wear them all the time.
So just to go back a step, though, and say, I mean, these are beautiful pieces, but I think the elements here that you're talking about, like having great jackets, I think is one thing that's really essential in a wardrobe. And so you pointed that out. I think you've also pointed out knowing your body, like knowing your body shape and what's going to look great on that.
Right.
And then thirdly, how to accessorize in such a way that, you just feel totally you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's just like it's every word that you say is reflected by that piece of jewelry. So those are great principles. What about shoes? Just out of curiosity.
Now that I'm pushing 80, I've started shrinking a little. And I used to be 5'11", I think. And then one day I went to the doctor for a checkup, and they said, you're 5'9". And I made them recheck 3 times. I couldn't believe it. And I realized, gosh, they're not kidding. I really am. So the first thing I did was I ran out and I bought about a half a dozen pairs of high heels.
Just to show. Okay. So we've done fashion, we've done beauty, we've done hair. Now, in terms of healthy aging, however, there's a couple of other elements. We don't need to talk a lot about it, but just give us some of the sort of other things that people need to think about to not just age healthy, but I think the words were fit, young, and vital. Those are the ways that you feel we should live. So what? Nutrition, sleep, what else?
Yeah, I think the very first most important thing is having confidence, exuding self-confidence.
Right.
And, that's not a selfish thing. That's just a way of putting ourselves out there and relating to other people. And when people sense that you are a confident person, they're going to want to warm up to you, and you're going to have an easier time building relationships.
Yeah.
So self-confidence, and you can, say it with clothes, with your certainly body language, all of those things. But that's one good thing. Having happy, healthy relationships, being your best that you can be, so that you can give yourself in a great relationship and have a wonderful experience with other people. Be excited about trying something new, as I was at the age of 58. So that's for sure. Honoring our sexuality is really, really important. And that's something that I also speak about. Especially women in their 50s and 60s, they can be caught in what we've all heard of as the sandwich generation. They are maybe taking care of older parents, and they've got maybe teenagers at home, and that can be really challenging. So you want to be sure that you always put your relationship, if you are in a relationship, put that first and foremost. Yeah. And this balance.
I think also it's really important to make another point here too, though, is a lot of women in their 50s and 60s are not with men or women. They're not in a physical, sexual relationship. But I think it's your sensual self, your sensual, just self-massage or giving yourself a facial, or just, I, for example, just started scrubbing my skin when I was in the shower with a scrubbing brush. This is Susie Grant was one of the bloggers I interviewed, and she said, we need to scrub our skin because it's good for the circulation and so on. And just little things like that you can just dress, even in your night dress, to feel sensual. So just as another, in case there's no guys of it.
Go and get a massage. And, for women too, we are pretty touchy-feely on the whole.
Yes,
anyway,
are. Ask for hugs.
We hug each other when we see, run into our friends and all of that. And I really think that's why women outlive men, I swear.
Well, there's an argument. There's definite scientific proof to that. So in addition, exercise, nutrition, what kind of diet do you have? What's your diet secrets?
Well, when I first got the PR job at Pebble Beach, I knew I was going to really have to increase my stamina. And so I contacted a nutrition in Los Angeles, and I worked with him, not because I needed to lose weight or anything, but as I said, just to build up my stamina. And working with a nutritionist can really help you a lot. The first thing they do is go through your whole life,
Right.
your lifestyle, what you like, what you don't like. And then they run blood tests on you so that they can see, what you need. And then they prescribe a nice diet for you that includes the foods that you like,
Right.
and also takes into account, my big thing was, oh my God, I love my cookies. I can't give up cookies. And so,
Healthy cookies.
well, if you take, say, peanut butter or almond butter, which are really good for you, and spread those on a healthy cracker, which you can get those at Whole Foods or something, eating healthy foods that you like will kind of detract from, the fact that you miss your cookies so much.
So I'm assuming that all of this is in your book, both of your books. And I would encourage people to check out Valerie's website, because there's a ton of information there. It's really inspiring, and some very nice, just easy 10 tips and healthy tips and things you can start incorporating into your life. So I really appreciate you going through all of this and sharing a bit of Valerie with us. It was so much fun. And I hope to have you back sometime to chat in more detail. But thank you so much, Valerie, for your time and inspiration. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Our Patreon supporters help us to make a bigger difference in the lives of women over 60 all around the world. They get exclusive videos, live video shows, discounts, and much more. So please look for the link on this page. It is somewhere down here, up there. And join our tribe of women in our 60andMe community who are actually making a big difference in the world, challenging aging stereotypes. So thank you so much for your support.